Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Blacspiration podcast. And just like RDJ? Just like RDJ, we're back with a vengeance, here to collect all the bags, and we are in our villain era. Our villain arc. I
Oh my
am your
goodness.
host. I am one of your hosts, the infamous hood rat with the heart of gold himself, your friendly neighborhood shiesty man, your third favorite Washington behind Carrie and Denzel. There's no ranking order. Cortez Washington. I'm so happy to be back. So happy to be here. Had to take a quick break. Had to get myself reoriented with the world, and so now I'm back, and we're both back. Everybody's back, so it's great.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't do this without my lovely co-host. Co-host, will you let the people know who you are?
Oh yeah. Hello. Hi. My name is Aisha. That's what you can call me. I am the compassion-centric Renaissance woman, one half of this podcast now, and I am a variety streamer. I play games like League of Legends, Overwatch 2, and really anything that you can play with friends. And if you like to be weird, I have a fun community for you.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, the sound effects. Oh, yay. So excited.
You don't sound excited at all.
I'm so excited.
But oh man. Okay. So on this episode, we are going to be chatting with a wonderful person, a advocate, a trailblazer in the field. And I want to give this person a proper introduction. They are a content creator. They are a member of DC3 or the Disabled Content Creators Collective, and also the Cloud Cabin, a stream team that celebrates and uplifts those who identify as asexual and aromantic. And it's also the team lead for YOUphoria, the stream team of non-binary and gender non-conforming content creators. They are also a musician and potter, and you'll probably see them doing that on occasion on streams. Please show some love for Miktastic. I don't got a crowd one yet. I'm sorry.
Applause? That was the very first one you got?
Hey, I got a bunch of other stuff, but not that one.
We've lost the plot.
How you doing, Mick?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry you're in the middle of me and Asia's confrontation.
Oh, no, it's all good.
I didn't know we were in conflict, but I will know for now. Okay. I will know for the future. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mick, we're so happy to have you on the show. Can't wait to talk, dive deep into like your origin story, how you got in the field. Also touch on our main topic today, which is like summer streaming, and also being a person who has disabled and queer, as a queer creator and a disabled content creator, and really just talking about that, especially during the summer season where things are at its peak. But first, I really want to talk about what games have we been playing. So, Asia, what games have you been playing?
Oh, well, you know me. I do delve into League of Legends quite a bit. And if I would say quite a bit, I mean almost every day. I do have a problem, and I'm trying to quit. Unfortunately, life just keeps on life. And maybe when I get to be rich, I'll stop playing, right? Because I won't need to escape as much. But until then, the struggle's just so real, and I need it. And they also have a new swarm mode. It's so fun. It's so exciting. It's like Vampire Survivor, I think they said, or Vampire Rising, like one of those bullet hell kind of games. And I would not have expected. If you told me today there was a game like this, I would have been like, I'm not playing it. But I'm lost in the sauce. In fact, it has me in a chokehold. And I've also been playing Spider Solitaire, because you know me, I'm a classic girly. I love me some solitaire. Yeah, those are my names.
There we go. Yeah. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear you're still dabbling. I want to know, how many hours do you have in League?
Oh, you can tell there's a website for this. Oh my God. I was just looking. So in 2023, I spent like 11,000 minutes, which is like 7.9 days playing League.
Straight up.
A lot of time.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I would have never thought that. But it was essentially 0.4 hours a day. So every day I'm logged onto this game. it's not every day, but the frequency of it, the average of it makes it every day. But that's insane. I really be doing something consistently. Wow. Wow. I'm living in the future.
Okay, that's what's up. And this
Mick.
vampire, yeah, Mick, what have you been doing? What games you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. It just came out.
Ooh.
It's one of my favorite games, so it was nice getting to play the remake. I've also been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah.
It's the game that I can't stop playing. It's like I always put it down and then I always come back to it. But we just got a new expansion, so everybody's been coming back to it.
Yeah.
Also been playing Overwatch.
Oh yeah, Overwatch, yeah.
Overwatch.
And
nice.
we're getting a new support soon, so I'm gonna have to come back again.
Yeah.
Did you try Juno out
I did.
for the preview?
I only played her in training mode because I don't like playing Overwatch by myself. So.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Okay, we'll add each other up because listen, when I be on, I be on.
Hey, don't
listen to him. Don't listen to him because he sent it way too long ago, and I don't even think he accepted it. And then he'd be like, "Yeah, we're supposed to play together." And then what did he be on? First Ascendant?
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't be playing no First Ascendants. I got more class than that.
It's one of them. Which ones do you? Let me see. You be on there because I be seeing it sometimes and be like Black Lumberjack playing this, and this, and this. You play more new games than anybody I ever met in my life. You be just in the sauce.
My ADHD is bad, y'all.
I'm telling
you. It is
you.
bad. And especially when like this games be on sale too. They be like $8 game. It's a 60 hour game. $8. Yeah, I dabble in it a little bit. I don't know.
Summer sale will get you. Get all your money.
Yeah. But that's what's up. So like,
what about you? What have you been playing?
I was about to dive into y'all shit. Okay. All
right.
All right. So honestly, I've hopped on the MOBA train. I've been playing a lot. I've been playing Predecessor, which is that is fun. I didn't realize how much I actually like MOBAs. And the funny thing is like MOBAs make you it's funny how these correlate. MOBAs make you better at 2K because of your situational awareness, because you have to pay attention to the map and the people over there and the roles that you're playing. And so that like awareness perfectly translates to 2K, especially when you're just playing by yourself. You ain't playing like 5v5 with other folks. You playing by yourself, playing teams, and it really keeps you up on that. I still can't make a shot, but I'm good at defense, so that's cool. But Predecessor is amazing. I really like Predecessor. I really want to get into it. One thing I love about it is that the game modes are long, and so like a 30-hour. I'm playing like 30-hour matches. I mean, not 30 hours, 30-minute matches.
I was like, what?
30 hours. I'm tripping. Yeah, for real. Yeah. So 30-minute matches, which honestly, like, and they keep me invested the whole time, and it makes you want to play more. And then you realize, like, oh, I've been playing this for 4 hours, but like it adds up. It isn't like match after match after match. So that's been cool. And then just dibbling and dabbling in random stuff. I've picked up Star Wars Battlefront 2 because I like online multiplayer games, and that game is fun to be a sniper in because you can just do pop shots at the beginning of the match and just rank up and like build up all your points and go from there. And then I don't know what else. And I'm doing my second run through of Blasphemous. I really love Blasphemous. So
I've heard about that, but I haven't. One, of course, I haven't played it, but I haven't seen any gameplay either. I just seen it popping up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So, yeah. All right, y'all. Lovely. Love to hear people just in and out the games, in their favorites, out of their favorites.
Yeah.
And so
I also like Predecessor. I do have that. And Predecessor is basically just FPS League. I want you to know.
Yeah. It is.
The blueprint.
It is the blueprint. I can't do League though. League is just League.
It is literally just FPS League.
I can't do League though. League don't look. It ain't appealing to me. I see it. I be like, oh, that's cool.
You're a hater. You're a hater down the court, and that's fine.
I was in the beta for League, so I haven't played it in a while. I said I was in the beta for League, but I haven't played it in a while.
Oh, a beta! Oh my god, that's so interesting to me because I never I think if I saw this game when I was like in university or something, I probably didn't understand the concept at all. Like
Yeah.
some eighth floor people playing with their door open. I'm like, what are you doing? Playing League of Legends. This new game. This. Okay, bye. I'm about to go to get some food. Like that's just so interesting. That's
Yeah,
so
that's
long
cool.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a pioneer. You're a pioneer. You're a vet. You ain't new to this. You true to this. So I salute. Gotta salute when you see him. Oh yeah. So, as you all know, it's summertime. It's
Yeah.
hot. It's thighs are out.
Wow.
People are out. Ice cream is okay to eat every day. I mean, that's all year round. But still, ice cream and the frozen treats. All the fast food versions of movies are out, so it's amazing. But the best thing about it is that we are in the midst of peak streaming time. And so it's we really want to just like I really want to just pick your brain, Mick, about that. But I know that we got to get it through you as a person before we get into the topic, because we really want to highlight you and who you are, because you're such an amazing person. So yeah, I'm gonna kick it off to Asia to get this going though. So Asia, if you want to take the wheel.
Absolutely, yeah. So, what is your
my
first gaming memory
older
as a
brother,
child that
like
drew you to gaming? As
6
if,
years older
as
than me,
one
so
of, if it's
I
like
was
not
just
sure if like
a
favorite
little
hobby, like
kid,
what
always
drew
watching
you
him
to
play
gaming?
games, and then I would I would cry because I would want him to teach me, and he would want to, but my mom would always make him do. So he taught me. We would play like Mario Kart, Super Mario Bros, like Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. But yeah,
Oh.
and then like Mega Man and all kinds of other stuff. I would say so. Yeah, I like a lot of the games that I played when I was a kid. So like, I
Right.
still play them
And you
a
do a
lot.
lot of retro
So
gaming now. Is that directly in correlation to that? Do you feel?
I'd probably say Mega Man X because it's nice. Um,
Mm.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's
What's your
I
favorite
guess
retro
it's
game?
the newer Mega Man. It's not Mega Man. It's based on X,
What's
who
the
is,
distinction?
I guess,
Like, what is the X
the
distinction?
successor to Mega Man. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Okay,
yeah.
period. A
Yeah.
little Mega Man lore. I'll
Yeah.
tuck
It
that
was.
away in my brain.
It feels like they told them everybody's sick of seeing them old ass graphics. Come out with some new shit. It was like, fuck. All right, we got it. Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
that's dope, and I love that. Like here, like I've never really met folks who like play like Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. Like I always hear about N64 first or anything like that. So that's a good, interesting
Well, I just
perspective
kind of
from that
figured
point
like
and building
pretty
up.
much,
So how did that like
play
love for
games
or like
all the
that
time.
interest
So
of
why
games and that
not
love for
play
games
games
transfer
and
into you
talk to
becoming a content
people while I'm
creator?
playing games, or talk about what I'm doing, or it's just it just felt like it was a natural transition, I guess. There are quite a few
Nice,
people.
nice,
I don't
nice.
know if
What
he still
what who
streams,
gave
but
you, was there a person that gave you
Lord,
like
I don't know
that
if y'all
push
know
to like
Lord Links,
turn the
but
camera
he used
on,
to
or were you
stream
just like, fuck it,
every
let me give it
single
a try?
day. He streamed for like, the last I saw, he had streamed
Oh,
for like 2,000 or something days, like every day, never stopped, just every single day. I don't
Lord
know how he
Links.
did it, because he was also like a real estate person. So like he had like a day job and still came home,
Really?
Oh,
streamed every day, had a
oh,
kid, a partner. Like I can barely go to school and stream. So like I don't know how he did it.
oh,
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Who are you telling?
yeah,
Who are you?
Yeah.
Literally, a drop of water will
He
ruin my day. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
stream's canceled. Stream's
yeah.
canceled. Don't even worry about it. I'm not doing it. Bye. I'll see y'all next week. And it's Monday. You know that's insane. 2,000 days in a row. My
I feel like
God.
I've learned a lot
So what's
about
like, what has been like one
people.
of the unexpected
It's
things, I
like
guess,
I've
that you
learned
feel like
good
you've had
things
to
and I've learned
learn
bad things, but
along
I don't
your
know.
content
People
creation
were
journey?
interesting. There's so many different types of people with
Hmm.
different motivations and, driving
Ooh,
forces.
period.
So I
Oh,
don't know, like
okay.
it's different, like, I guess. Like content creators are different from like,
Mm-hmm.
just
Uh-huh.
the average run of the mill person. Like, yeah. So like, yeah. And like having friends in content creation, it's just, I don't know, sometimes it feels like I'm in high school all
Yeah,
over
they're different
again,
from
and
like an outside
sometimes it
world professional. Like
feels nice
there's
because like I've met
Yeah.
yeah.
some really cool people and forged some like lifelong bonds. But it's, yeah, I didn't expect it to be,
Mm.
I guess, so political, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's actually a really good sentiment because you know what? The way people move to just be in alignment with people that are
Yeah,
not about what they should be
yeah,
about, it's,
it's weird.
I
It's a
don't know.
mixed
And
bag, I
sometimes I wonder, I'm
guess.
like, is it obvious or is it not? Do people know what's going on here? Should I
Oh
say
yeah,
something? I hate
oh
that.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I know you've had a couple of incidents where people like harassed you and
Mm.
done
yeah,
a lot of things in
yeah,
particular as a result of you
yeah.
not even,
Yes,
in my opinion,
yeah.
not even
That
saying
that is
anything
something that I
that
will
would be
never
an
understand.
opinion,
Like,
but
it
literally
just
just
doesn't make sense to
stating
me.
something in general
And then you
and
can have
Mm-hmm.
people
someone that says
going
something that's completely like
in
off the
Yeah.
response.
wall, like actually terrible, and like
Like,
no one says anything about it.
Mm.
mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How did I feel like, or better way to say this, do you feel like that's what pushed you to be
Hmm.
more of a advocate or more of like the person, the voice for
Hmm.
folks or the voice for certain communities, for the communities you identify with? Because like, you have a very intersectional identity
Hmm.
as a person, as a Black person, as a queer person, as someone who is neurodivergent, and did that
Yeah.
An
really?
ace arrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean, when
yep.
I
And so
first came
how is
to
that
Twitch,
like?
like
What was that
I
like
didn't really
push to make
see
you be like,
that
all
many
right,
people,
this shit is
I
over
didn't see
with.
that
I
many
gotta say
Black
something.
people streaming. I don't know if it was just like where I was, or like I think the first, like, Lord Links was the first like Black streamer that I ever followed, and then like through him I found other Black streamers. But
Hmm.
like I was like, I don't see that many, Black streamers. I don't see like any A streamers. So like I
Hmm.
want people to know that like we're here and that we exist. And then through streaming I met, more people like me. I still think that you know, there could be a lot more done to, I guess, emphasize,
Hmm.
Black streamers and A streamers and, arrow streamers, disabled streamers, and so on and so forth. But I don't know. Everyone that I know is, I guess, putting in work. So
Yeah,
maybe it'll change one of these days. Hmm.
yeah, for sure. That work is definitely uh, a day in and day out grind, to
Hmm.
say the least. Um, and yeah, it's
No.
and seeing folks who have been really coming to the forefront, like, hey, Twitch, what the fuck, like, like,
Yeah.
why aren't we out in front?
Hmm.
What's going on? And having that
Right.
platform and that space, and not just during the months of when you're supposed to be, where they feel like we gotta find you now, because of the months, rather than like, all year round support and
Hmm.
advocacy. And so yeah, it's and like you were saying too, I 1,000% understand like how vitriol some of the people on the internet can be for no reason. Yeah, but just
Shifting
like,
gears.
yeah.
You want to shift gears because we could go into specifically talking about like your feelings about accessibility
Um,
features and things across the industry,
I,
but very
I mean,
specifically, like what are
I
some
always have
accessibility features that you
subtitles
find
on
most
because
helpful in games if you use
helps
any?
with my like auditory processing stuff. And if I'm also doing something on the side, because I'm also neurodivergent, so like I've always got to be doing something.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think there could be more. I think we're kind of in an age where I guess developers see that and
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to make changes. I think the
Mm-hmm.
biggest obstacle is the gaming community itself, because like you've seen how people reacted to, you know, um like the Souls games, like, oh, like you made the game easier, so like it's not worth it anymore. Like if people aren't good at this game, they shouldn't play it. But I mean, I feel like everybody should be able to play any game that they want to play.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, like some people have visual like processing issues, so
Oh
like
yeah.
the bright
Yeah.
yellow paint on the ladder, or like on the box that you're supposed to break, like
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, and people are just like, oh my god, they're making games easier, like this is terrible. And it's like, it's not for you. Yeah. And then even people that don't have like,
Yeah.
visual process, it's like, yeah, well, I don't, like back in the day, like sometimes like there'd be a rock
No,
face
this
that you
is
were supposed
good.
to climb, but it
Yeah.
wasn't distinct enough. So like you'd be stuck in an area for hours, and like you might not even be disabled. So like I don't think it breaks immersion, but I mean maybe that's just me.
For
Mm-hmm.
hours. My
Yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just that's gaming,
Yeah.
like that is you need some
Right.
sort of intuitive process that gives you okay, like you're kind
Yeah.
of on the right track, but maybe it's a little more difficult, okay, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
impossible because I remember playing Laura Croft Tomb Raider on the PlayStation and wandering around. And before I actually knew what Tomb Raider was about,
Right.
hello, I was in a cave. My cousin
Mm-hmm.
gave me the controller. I was running around. She got attacked by a bear and a tiger. And I did not know that that was a possibility. I started screaming. I pulled the controller out of the
Right.
PlayStation, pulled the PlayStation out of the TV. And when
Mm-hmm.
I got my wits back about me, I plugged it back in. She was still getting
Yeah.
fucking attacked. I said, you know what? And that was the birth of me never playing a single player game ever by myself again. People say, do you want to play? No, no, thank you. Massive? No, no, thank you. Do you want Bioshock? No, 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 no. I won't be doing any of that.
Oh
You're
yeah.
so right.
Yeah.
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 So
Um.
difficult.
Yeah. I know that
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
cool
I
thing that
know
they've added
Lethal
to
Company
a lot
is
of the
just
games is
it just
the
says the word
arachnophobia
spider.
mode. Like some games that
You're getting
have the
chased
spiders
by the
that are
word.
scared of spiders, they have the
Yeah.
mode where it's just like a ball and it just comes at you
Yeah.
just like as a ball, which is pretty
Mhm.
cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mhm.
That's good. I think they have Lethal Company's done a pretty good job of having a lot of mods. Like people kind of hopped on that pretty quickly,
Mhm.
which is random but also like good.
Yeah. Um. So really, just I'm trying to think of. Let me go to my list. uh, how has like you like being able to or have being able to identify your neurodivergency and the things that you
Mhm.
do? How have you been able to incorporate like
Um,
your
it's been an
learning style or
interesting
like your
journey
working style
because
into your creative
you
process
know,
when it comes to streaming
it
or
took
Mhm.
me
even with your
talking to like
pottery?
other
Like
people, like kind of figuring out like, hey, like you probably have like autism or something, and then that kind of made things make more sense. Like with my pottery, like I'm more of a kind of like a mechanical, hands-on person, not very good with you know visual art thing. So like I can do a lot of stuff on the wheel, and it makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Or the
Mm.
fact that I have comfort games where I will play the same game over and over again,
Mhm.
despite you know beating it like a million times. And it's like coming to terms, or like at least learning like, hey, you're neurodivergent, so like
Yeah.
everything you're doing, like it makes sense to you, it makes sense to people like you. So like you don't have to do like what everyone else is doing. Like you don't have to, like, it's okay that you're not like super like high
Mhm.
energy, like
Yeah.
super talkative, and that you just kind of do your own thing because like that's you. There's people like
Yeah.
you. There are people that will come and watch you, because it's like you're like them, and so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth, and that you don't have to, I guess, to mask, like, because I don't mask when I'm streaming. So like when I'm streaming, like I'm just me, and like,
Yeah.
learning from other people, like, hey, like that's
Yeah.
like that's normal, like you're just different. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of helped me with
Nice.
streaming, and pretty much a lot of other things, like makes makes things make sense, I guess. I don't know if that makes
Mhm.
sense, but yeah.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
No, it does. And
Absolutely.
I think also
Um,
like
for
what
me,
do
it
you
would
feel
be
like
so like
would be you
I
masking on
am
stream? Like if there was a
kind of
part of you that was like,
monotone, but
"Oh,
like,
Mhm.
I can't be
me
myself." What do you feel
masking
like those
is like, when
behaviors
people
would look
get
like?
like, rated or something, they're just like, oh my god, thank you so much for da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, and it's like people expect that, but like that's not me. So like, and like I used to do that, but it was kind of, exhausting, because like that's like putting on that mask, like being, which I know that, streaming is
Mhm.
Mhm.
part being an entertainer, but like you also want to be yourself, you
Yeah.
want to be authentic.
Mhm.
So,
Kind of.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I honestly, I would challenge that. I would not say that streaming is about
Mm-hmm.
entertainment either, because I feel like community is the most important part, and I have plenty of
Mhm.
Right.
friends, plenty of
Oh
days
yeah.
where I know that I'm not being entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing a functional thing, a practical thing that needs to work for me, because body doubling is so important.
Yeah.
And I'm so
Mhm.
glad that I found co-working, because if I would have known about
Mm-hmm.
co-working when I was back in university, oh bitch, I would
Yeah.
have been up. I would have been and I would have just been up. I would have been on top. I'm talking
Yeah.
valedictorian. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
we would have been thriving, not just surviving. The like all the things
Right.
that the
Yeah.
tools that we have at our disposal
Mm-hmm.
now, my
Mhm.
God, Discord was developed the year after I graduated from university.
Right.
And that would have changed my college experience so much. Because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't party. I was like inside all the time. And my roommate came back one day and was
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like I haven't seen you. Girl, I be in this room. You the one that got a new boyfriend, and you out here gallivanting around the college town having the time of your life. That's okay. But I be in here. What you talking
Mhm.
about? And that would have changed my entire experience,
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ugh, your life.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I want to be happy for the younger students, but also you
Yeah.
better be appreciative and grateful. You don't know what you wouldn't last a day in these streets that I grew
Yeah.
up on.
Yeah. Very envious. Yeah. They got it good. And I know when I officially got diagnosed with ADHD, I was 30. So it's like,
Right.
fuck, if I would have known that when I was
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would have not been forcing myself to
Right.
abide by what other folks were saying. Like when you study, you got to cram for 5 hours. You got to sit in front of that book and look at that book, and not feeling bad when I got distracted and was like, I can't look at this book no more. Let me do some random shit. And
Yeah.
so it's
Mm-hmm.
like that ability to have that
It
knowledge
does not.
and to be able to feel comfort in that is great, and not having
Yeah.
to abide by what other fucking people are
Yeah.
doing, man. Because like, yeah,
Yeah. Because general advice does not work.
Exactly.
When
no,
people,
Oh.
no,
it doesn't. People will be like, well, why
fuck
don't you
no.
just do that? Cause, girl, because what do you mean? If I could have done that, I would have been and did it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like, trust, I'm not trying to be in disarray. I'm not trying to live in chaos. Let me tell you, it's not
yeah,
something I seek out. I don't wake up in the morning and go, how can I make my life worse? Like,
yeah.
I think that's so insane.
Right.
Yeah. I had a boss at a job tell me, yeah, I know you got ADHD, but can you just try a little bit harder? And I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing my damnedest. So it's just like that
it's
that does
insane.
it. It's like
Hmm.
people can't put themselves in your shoes, but you have to be like, okay, since they're doing this, like it's just putting it on and then taking it off at home. Like just today, I left work and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I told my girlfriend, I was like, hey, I got to take it off. I need an hour of just laying on this couch with my eyes closed because I was just had to be
Mm-hmm.
present minded and focused on this particular thing for 8 hours straight. I was in a seminar for 8 hours straight, so it's
My
like
God.
fuck yeah, white text, no, black text, white screen. That's all it was too. So it was just burning my brain. But yeah,
Oof. Hope it
so
was a good seminar.
yeah, it was about ADA.
Mm-hmm.
It was ADA stuff, which is actually
I
really great.
love
Yeah,
that. Love it.
and like yeah, so but Mick, you were saying that like you like to play a lot of games, like some of your favorite games, you like to play them over and over again.
Right.
What do you feel like some games? What games do you feel like you gravitate to during the summer?
I never really
months,
thought about it,
specifically?
but I know
Are they
that
associated by season? Are
I
they
don't know.
associated by
Typically,
comfort?
when I have like a break
What
or
is your
something,
summer strat for gaming?
I like to go back and well, lately I've been playing Sonic, so that's what I've been doing. But I usually play like go back to playing Mega Man or like I guess around since my birthday's in the summer, I'll go and play like some Mega Man. It's like my favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's one of those games where you don't really have to. You can just kind of turn your brain off and play. You can beat it in a couple of hours. Like you don't have to spend days, weeks, months playing. Like you can just play it and beat it in one sitting.
Oh,
yeah,
I never knew that.
Well, I feel like maybe you can beat it in one sitting because that's just you. But no, that's dope. Like you have that like it's like watching. I feel like that's or it sounds like watching your favorite movie. You're like, oh, I'm about to play Mega Man, and then I'm gonna go back. Yeah, that's dope. And so like what?
Oh yeah.
What do you feel like? How do you feel like the gaming community could do? What could they do to better support folks with disabilities or gamers with disabilities? Because I feel like I was just gonna say like I feel like they have been taking the babies like they've been making strides, but sometimes it feels like the baby steps. So like, what do you think what are some other things they could do?
Just because like you don't like a feature, like say a game has like God mode or whatever, like you don't have to use that. Like
yes.
So like I don't understand like why you're pressed about it because like you don't have to use the cheats, you don't have to turn on subtitles, like you have the option to not use the feature that's there. And if people talk about, oh well, what if someone uses it to cheat, or what if someone uses it to, or if them using it diminishes the experience? But that's their experience, it's their choice. Like if someone wants to play a game on easy mode or turn on like audio like indicators, like that's how they play, that's what they need, like that's
yeah
I
agree
for sure. Yeah,
I'm gonna play on easy every time.
Yeah.
And some games you do got to play on easy, man. Like I've been trying to replay. I've been trying to play Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, for the first time.
Yeah.
Fuck that game because it's complicated and it's just like just stupid, man. Like just not stupid, but like just like it's just unnecessary. Like I only get to save a certain amount of times. I only get a certain amount of ammo. I keep walking around this mansion. You gotta burn the zombies, and you only get a certain amount of fuel. Like what is this? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And it's just like, but like Resident Evil 2 was great. Like I played the remake of that. That was really great. I felt like that. Like yes, I did have to conserve my ammo and stuff like that, but it wasn't like overwhelming. And then and then I know that they have other modes where you can like get a bunch of ammo and stuff, which sounds amazing because then you can just shoot everything.
Yeah.
But those the features and the way that people can access that have a good time playing a game shouldn't be somebody over their shoulder like like micromanaging their experience. Like that's weird.
You're
to
not a
be.
real gamer if you
You're,
don't play. Nobody cares. Shut
yeah,
up, boo, tomato, tomato, bye, tomato,
yeah,
tomato. You're sick, and we don't care.
yeah.
Are there any like
Not that I can think of. Well,
accessibility
I think more
improvements or
games
features you'd like to
could
see
do the
more
thing that
of in the gaming industry?
like Dead by
Anything that
Daylight
you
does,
thought
and
of
like
and was like,
I
oh,
guess
that's really
Fortnite,
cool?
where there's like the audio indicators, where it's like, oh yeah, the killer's near you, so like you can see your heart beating, or oh hey, like there's someone's running nearby, like you can see their footprint. So it's like, yeah, so like people that are hard of
Mm-hmm.
hearing or have auditory
Mm-hmm.
processing and play the games. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
still think Dead by Daylight could do more things, like maybe add like a filter for people, because some of the killers can
Mm-hmm.
be
Mm,
overstimulating, or like like the doctor, where you have like the flashing electricity, like that can be an issue for someone with photosensitivity. And yeah, I think more games could probably add more things like God mode as well.
oh
Um,
yeah, yeah,
because like I said, like you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to use the like accessibility features if you don't need them. But I don't think gaming should be like gate kept.
you
Like
like a
just
challenge?
because you're good at a game doesn't mean that everybody has to be good, or has to play the way
Yeah.
that you. No, God mode is it. So like for instance, like Hades, if you use God mode, it makes it so that
Right.
like
Well,
the
so what?
damage you
So what
take,
is
like it
God
only
mode?
takes
Because
like
God mode isn't like a
95%
harder mode, or is it something else?
less damage, so like you're almost invincible. So like God mode in some games makes you invincible, so like you can play through, and like you don't take damage, you don't die. You're pretty much
Oh,
invincible.
okay.
Yeah. So like someone
Mm-hmm.
that might
Perfect.
have like a physical disability, or any sort of disability, or someone that's just not good at games in general, and they just want
Yeah,
to
it's less of a struggle.
enjoy the game,
Mm-hmm.
Good.
like for instance, like Elden Ring, from what I've heard, has like a good story and stuff. But if you're not, you know, you don't have like the twitchy reflexes, like you can't play the game. So like that kind of bars, lower skilled people, or people with disabilities, from playing and experiencing
Right.
that
Yeah.
story. Which
Yeah.
some games are starting to add like modes where it's like, oh yeah, if you wanna focus on the story, we'll make it so that the encounters are easier, or if you like the mechanics of the game, you can make the
Yeah.
game harder. So I think more games are being open to that,
Yeah.
but I still think we're still pretty far behind, I think. Yeah. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think we're anywhere near close because I know there's quite a few. I think Xbox has a lot of
Mm-hmm.
has done a lot of good progressive work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I don't think a lot of people really understand how forward thinking Xbox is for all that Microsoft is,
Mm-hmm.
because it's amazing to me that with cloud gaming, you literally just need a controller. You can play an Xbox game on your phone. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
nuts to me.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone who,
Yeah.
maybe needs to not be at the screen all day, maybe, people who want to play the controller and
Mm-hmm.
play these classic games, like you can just take that anywhere. You can be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. You don't have to be at a table. Like that's nuts. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And they support keyboard and mouse games now too. So there's
Yeah.
some games that support keyboard and mouse. Um, it's
Right.
weird. It feels weird, but I've tried it and it's really dope. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
know that with anything, especially like as us as black people, we always have a community to build. Like we're all about community and all about building each other up. So how is like you being a part of like the disabled content creators collective and like the
It's
cloud
it's been
cabin and Euphoria? How's that
pretty
been for you
good. Because I know
uh
that like
as building
when
that
I
community
first
and finding like-minded
started
folks or folks
on
who
Twitch, it
are experiencing the same
kind of
things
felt
that you're
like an
experiencing?
island, maybe with a couple of friends. But then I met people like Chi Chi, and so on and so forth. And it's like these these are like my people, like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and it's because of people like Chi Chi, Asia, Lala, and so on and so forth, that I get invited to things, and people consult me for things and so on and so forth. So it's like we're all a big community, and we're all consulting each other and making the space better. Since there wasn't, well, I can't say there wasn't anything like this before us, but a lot of people in this space are like trendsetters. So like they do things, and then other people start doing things, and then just things get better just from us existing, I guess.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The 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 trendsetter aspect is great too, because if it is something that's like a positive, like
Mm-hmm.
a positive, something that's infectious, that's positive, then it can like build
Yeah.
upon making it a better space for everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer more people be more
Mm-hmm.
positive and bite
Yeah.
from each other on that, and rather than somebody like, oh, they stole my shit, I can't believe they stole it.
Yeah.
Like really
Mm-hmm.
like build on like, yeah, like I like seeing that. I'm influencing people. Pay it forward. Like do the thing
Yeah.
that we do. So
Because
Right.
captions weren't a thing for a while. You know what I mean? It's on streams. And it seems like I was making tweet after tweet. Please
Mm-hmm.
put captions on your streams. You don't need to put them, and you don't have to
Yeah.
embed them, but make them an
Yeah.
option. That's the
yeah.
literal least that you can do. And even if it's not right all the time, it's still a work in progress. It's
Mm-hmm.
better
Right.
than you saying, I don't want those at all. And I think
Mm-hmm.
um, whenever I consider any type of situation, I always consider like who is the most harmed, who is the most vulnerable in a
Mm-hmm.
situation, because usually those people need the most resources, they need the most help.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like the streaming space in general,
Mm-hmm.
especially along that point of like people are very interesting in the streaming
Right.
space, is like people are either very quick to judge or they're slow to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it really should be
Mm-hmm.
the opposite. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because of how many perspectives we have, there's no way we're all going to
Right.
think the same thing, and that
Mm-hmm.
that inherently is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we do need to have some
Yeah.
standards, right?
Yeah.
We need to have some collective things that we're like, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Unionizing gaming might be a really good thing to prevent these fucking
Mm-hmm.
layoffs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
can't band together for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, unions are great in every industry. I wish every industry had a fucking
Exactly.
union. People, it
Yeah.
seems like a lot of people are afraid to be
Mm-hmm.
wrong or not seem like like I guess like aware of certain things, and like
Mm-hmm.
take that ownership of like, oh, I didn't know that. I appreciate you educating me on that,
Mm-hmm.
or put me
Yeah.
onto that. Like I'm gonna do some more research and definitely come back and
Yeah.
reapproach. And I think that
Yeah.
that fear of
Mm-hmm.
being a person
Mm-hmm.
that says I don't know to something, and seeming like they don't want to feel like they're like, I guess a plain way to say it is stupid, which is like you're
Yeah.
not.
Or like
Mm-hmm.
behind or something.
Yeah, and it's not stupid. It's just you just weren't. It just wasn't in your purview.
Right.
Like it
Right.
just wasn't
Right.
in your circle. But now it is. So now
Right.
that you know better, you got to do better. So
Yeah. I'll never chastise somebody for not knowing something. I will chastise you for not being accountable.
for
Like,
sure,
if,
Right.
okay, you didn't
for
know.
sure.
Now you do. Now
Yeah,
what? Now what?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Now you know.
yeah.
Now what? And in some ways, I know people will be like, I wish you didn't tell me so I didn't have to. Well, too bad. Like, that's
Yeah.
a part of our human experience. Like, we have to care about each other more. It's not going to work if we don't.
Facts. That's true.
No
So have
although
you not
I would
ever, but
now that I
this
know that
summer or
Capcom
this fall, are you
is
going to be
going
going
to
to any
TwitchCon, like I
conventions,
wish that
anything
I
like that? Anything on the
had
agenda for
saved
IRL
up
stuffs?
to go, but yeah. That was, I think, maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
when did they announce that?
Yeah. It is.
Oh,
See,
they're
that's that
actually,
bullshit
that's
though.
insidious.
That's
That's
that bullshit
insidious.
though. Yeah, no.
Right.
You would
Yeah.
know. You ain't gotta, man. TwitchCon is an arm and a leg. Like
Well, I'll
what
try
the
to go
hell?
next
Like it's
year,
so
but
expensive.
yeah, I
So then you just expect me to what, scrape up some money in a month and a half
mm-hmm.
and get my ass on down there? Y'all are sick. Okay, listen, we can all plan for next year. We can plan like our small, like not TwitchCon, you know what I mean? Depending on where it is, if it's back over there, and then we can all just do little cute stuff with people that we know are vaccinated. They're gonna be masking, using hand sanitizer. Like I just, taking elderberry. Some things we just need to be doing.
Elderberry.
Something.
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
Because it's driving me nuts.
Every person when they and for every attendee they get a free box of emergency. Like that's what we do. We want your immune system to be at its highest.
Emergency and apparently deodorant. You know.
Yeah, I heard about apparently DreamCon they had, and it was some stinky people at DreamCon. So.
Apparently.
And it was some weirdos out there, some people assaulting folks too. So.
Oh, what a time!
DreamCon.
Unfortunate. That's a whole nother episode. I'm sure. Me personally, I'm terrified of being stinky in public. No, that's not true. I wouldn't say I'm terrified. Like if I'm like in gym attire, I go to the gym, I'm stinky. It is what it is. You know the vibes. You know what's going on. But for me to look like my normal self and still be emitting gym odor, oh God, I would. Oh no, I can't take that. It would send me into an agony.
My biggest fear is somebody being like, "Y'all smell that?" And it'd be me, and it'd be like, "Oh no, oh, it is me." You're like, "I don't know,
slow-mo.
I don't know, man." Yeah, I'm using. You gotta make up excuses. I'm just using something more natural, y'all. That's what it is. I gotta go back to.
It's aluminum free.
Gotta go back to the aluminum, okay?
And honestly, some people do, and we have to think about that. You only have one life to live.
Yeah.
When are you good? You don't need to preserve. Me personally, I'm not trying to live any longer than I'm supposed to live. I don't know about y'all. I'm exhausted every day. So, people be like, "Oh, you're depressed." Probably. But I'm I'm living. So, it's fine.
You said you wow. Yeah, you might be depressed. Hey, you might be onto something right there, though.
Yeah. You're cooking.
Yeah. I ain't never thought about that.
What am I gonna do about it? You're nothing. You're right. Same thing I've been doing. Yeah. Playing League of Legends and going to bed on time. That's all I can do.
That's not depression. That's peace.
Let's see. Well,
going to bed on time is peace.
Mario and Luigi game.
It is.
Make any games you looking forward to that's coming out the rest of this year?
There's the Dragon Ball Z fighting game that's coming out, I think in October.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the Zelda game that's coming out. It's like Echoes of Wisdom.
Sparking Zero.
Zelda. It's like in the same style as the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah.
What Zelda game?
Kind of like little chibi.
Yep.
Kind of almost like they're also made out of clay.
Yeah. That shit looks cool. And it looks like they incorporated a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild elements of just like building your own pathways and like, getting a lot of freedom for folks to, figure out, solve puzzles in any way they want.
Yeah.
It was a shame. I'm actually mad at Nintendo because they announced, "Oh, you get to play as Link too." I wanted to be like, "Fuck that! Just make the whole game about Zelda, bro." Like we got enough stories about Link. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We can't play for as Zelda one time, just straight up. Like, come on,
damn.
Yeah. All right, Mick, we're getting close to the end of the episode, and so this is the time where we have the guests give off some words of wisdom, words of advice, and positive affirmations to the listeners.
There's only one.
We are going to take a step back and let you give off some affirmations or some mantras you like to chant to yourself every day.
Aww.
Yeah, 101, limited edition.
Your affirmation today?
My affirmation: it's okay to have an okay day.
Period.
And it's okay to have a shit day. Be like, hey, this day was shit. So, yeah,
that's good. My affirmation for today is to live a life you love. I think in this season of my life, post divorce, I have been feeling very unsettled because of the separation of a person I was with for half my life. It's like the codependency was so real. And now I'm like, oh my God, like I wake up and the sun is shining on my face. And that's such a huge difference because the person I was with did not like the sunshine. They wanted the room to be dark. So I compromised for a long, long time. Like, I mean, a long, long time. There was never a switching between it. And I didn't realize how much that was affecting me. And now when like I wake up and the sun is shining and like birds are chirping in my backyard and things like that, I'm like, oh my God, I wake up like a princess. It's so cute. But starting my day off right is really so integral to me having a better, more well-rounded day.
Sure. That's beautiful. That's some beautiful shit. That sounds bad that you just like, I like sun, and it was like, no, I don't like the sun, and you just like no sun. Like y'all couldn't do like 3 days sun, 2 days no sun.
You know what? That would have been so reasonable and loving and sweet and indicative of a person who cares about another person. Yes, that would have been so great. You're so right.
I mean, I don't know what y'all story was, sis, but that should have been a red flag.
Oh yeah.
When he
there were so many. In fact, people were throwing them by the bucketfuls. But you know, I was being Delulu because I was like, divorce is not the Salulu until it had to be.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Now you living your best life.
Now I live a life that I love.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful story.
Nick, where can the listeners find you?
Yeah, Mick.
We'd be what?
I was gonna say your story sounds like what Tyler Perry should make, but he doesn't.
You're actually so insidious for that. That was so wow. Tyler Perry catching strays. And you know what? And that's totally fine. That complex he built in Atlanta wasn't doing nothing.
That billionaire gonna call people highbrow Negroes. Nigga, you's rich.
You're like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what we're saying here. You're rich off of the audience that you are serving. And you're talking about a highbrow Negro. None of us are highbrow Negroes. We are all growing, and you are not, Tyler. And what's the reason for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have we seen a progression? No.
I think before we ask Mick about their social media platforms and stuff, my theory is that Tyler Perry had the first iteration of ChatGPT and just kept putting in there, write a script about Black women being in pain. And they just kept getting them put out there.
Yes.
Like
you know what?
He started the first one. I think he might be open. He might be open GPT.
Find me
honestly,
on Twitch at Miktastic.
Mick, where can the people find you on the social platforms, and where can they expect when they tune into the streams?
_Von_. But yeah, and for my streams, I do variety, and I just talk a lot, and sometimes I don't talk. Sometimes I just play games and vibe. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, you should. You play a lot of retro.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yes.
That's so exciting. Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And I was excited to chat with you. On this last day of Disability Pride Month. That's so insane, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So cute.
Yeah. Asia, where can the people find you?
Wow, you can follow me at Call Me Asia everywhere. That's Asia with a Z, and on Twitter it's with an underscore at the end because there's a girl from 2012 who won't deactivate her fucking account. But other than that, I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitch. I'm not bitter about it. And anywhere else that people are getting social. Threads. I'm actually doing a lot on Threads. I don't know. It feels like Twitter used to feel for me, and it's nonsensical and a word vomit of every single thought that I have post young adulthood. As I feel like I'm getting into my regular adulthood from The Sims.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me personally at Black Lumberjack on Twitter. That's Black with 2 C's. I have to reiterate this. I am not a Crip, okay? It's just two C's in black. Lumberjack is spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Also, just follow the podcast. Find me on the podcast. You can find the podcast at
Yeah.
Blacspiration on Twitter, Blacspiration Pod on Instagram, Blacspiration on Twitch. We're gonna do a lot more Twitch streaming for those the one person that's listening. Shout out to you right now. I see you live. We live. I see you in here. Appreciate you. So we're gonna be doing a lot more of the podcast live on Twitch, and then also you can catch our episodes on YouTube, all your streaming platforms we listen to podcasts.
Wherever you listen to your podcast, that's where we'll be.
And yes, thank you for tuning into this episode of Blacspiration Podcast. As always, be happy, drink some water, keep gaming, and I hope you left this episode feeling inspired.
Yay!
Peace.